And we are back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Queen Pop. We're going to talk about why Queen Pop is the most important and should be the first attack strategy that you should focus on at Town Hall 9. We'll break down the different components of the attack and hopefully give you a clear understanding on how to triple using Queen Pop. So sit back, buckle up, stay tuned, and enjoy the show. Before we actually get into the video, I want to give a big thank you to all those of you who have been supporting the channel through your likes of the video and clicking that sub button. Your support is the thing that makes this channel grow. If you haven't done so in the past and you find something within this video that you like, it could be my attacks, it could be my smile, then make sure that you're zapping that like button and quaking that sub button and turn notifications on so you never miss when a new video comes out. Now, let's get into talking about some Queen Pop. Okay, so Queen Pop. What do we got to talk to you about Queen Pop? Queen Pop is an army comp that was created many, many years ago by a YouTuber known as Cast and Blast. Lots of things have changed since he first created it. The way you zap the air defenses, if you do it exactly on them, around, if it quakes, not quakes. But there's one thing that's always remained the same, and that is the army comp. So let's look at this army comp. What are you taking in the army comp? Well, you're taking 5 archers, you're taking three hounds of your own, 1 hound from the CC. You're taking 6 plus 19 loons, and I'll explain to you later on why I say 6 plus 19 loons. As far as the spells go, you're taking 4 zaps, you're taking 2 rage spells, and you're taking a CC haste. Now, the extra spell slot is going to depend on your lightning spell. If your lightning spell is not maxed and you are going to be attacking a Town Hall 9 with Town Hall 9 upgraded ADs, then you will need a quake. But if you upgraded your lightning spells already, or you haven't upgraded your lightning spells, but you're going to be attacking a base that has Town Hall 8 air defenses, then you don't need the quake, and you could take a different spell. I personally like to take a haste. I use it on my opening. But as a baby Town Hall 9, you might want to take a poison, depending on what's in the CC, if you know what's in the CC in advance or not. So now let's talk about this strategy and why it is the most important strategy to learn and why it should be the first attack strategy that you're learning at Town Hall 9. Queen Pop is really broken up into three different parts. Part number 1 is luring / pathing. Now, when I say luring / pathing, that means that for both of that, you need to do step 1 to require both of those things, to satisfy both of those needs. What you're doing is you're doing step 1 to satisfy both needs at the same time. But if you come up to a base and you know that there's a hound in there, or loons in there, or you know that there's no CC, you still need to do step 1. So now let's go into an attack and we'll look at step 1, just step 1, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about step number 1. Step number 1 in Queen Pop is to lure the CC and to establish pathing. Now we'll talk about pathing, we'll talk about luring the CC. So let's talk about first luring the CC. In order to figure out where you want to lure the CC, let's zoom in a little bit and we'll tap on the CC. So now you see what the CC's radius is. You want to make sure that you're getting your loons somewhere within that radius to be able to pull the CC. And you need to know in advance where that radius, where the line of that radius is, because sometimes, like for instance, if there is a hound in the CC or there are loons in the CC, nothing will come out. And then sometimes you'll be sitting there, you'll be like, wait a second, did I get the lure? Did I not get the lure? So always know for sure going in where that spot is that you're guaranteed to get the lure. So in order to get the lure of the CC, you've got to take out an air defense. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to decide which air defense you're taking out. In order to figure that out, first of all, you want to see where the CC, where you want to get in. The second thing you want to look at is where your ADs are. So I look at the ADs, I see one is pointed that way and one is pointed up and one is pointed down. So no matter what, I'm in a little bit of trouble with these sweepers, but they're not really in a bad spot. So what I'm going to do is as follows. I'm going to put my zap, I'm going to zap right over here. Okay, what that's going to do is the zap is going to take out these 3 defenses like that. After that's done, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to send some loons in like this, drop my haste spell like that, and what that will do is that's going to clear this compartment, and then this compartment will be clear. So all this stuff over here will be all cleared with defenses. Now, what does that do? What that does is that when I send my hounds in like this, and I send my loons in like this, they're going to follow a path around the base, just like that. You want them to go in one direct motion throughout the base. So let's get rid of these squiggly lines, and let's press the play button, and we'll see step 1 in action. So there is the zap, and there is the loons that are coming in. So I use like 3-4 loons on this. There's the haste, get them in. I dropped another one up top, and that is my lure. Let's pause it for a second because now we're up to step number 2. Step number 2 is taking care of the CC. Now, in taking care of the CC, you're going to use your next group of troops. Your next group of troops is your queen and your 5 archers. Now, sometimes you might have to use your king. Sometimes, again, we said earlier, if you have baby heroes, you might need to use a poison. But you have to determine what you want to use. You know, as you get better and better, you'll be able to figure out, you know, which CCs require more, which CCs require less, which CCs require, you know, just single archers with a queen, and sometimes you have to drop all 5 archers and put your queen behind. In this one over here, I got a single dragon. Let's play it out and we'll talk about it as it's going. I got a single dragon in this one. When you have a single dragon, you just really want to have archer with a queen in the middle. And what that's going to do is you're going to have the dragon going back and forth between the 2 archers, and your queen's going to get free shots in. Now, if there's, let's say, if there's big dragon, baby dragon, 2 things come out of the CC, then what I do is I drop all of my archers with my queen behind it. The archers tank for the queen, and that is that. Okay, let's pause it here for a second because we're about to get up to step number 3. Sometimes if there's a witches in the CC, I'll use my archers to pull the witches out, and then I'll throw my king down directly on the witches, or put my queen down to lure the witches in one way, and then bring the skellies up, and then put my king down right on the witches and take care of the witches. So as you get more accustomed to dealing with the CCs, you will be able to figure out what you should be doing. As a side note, I'm very big on always farming with your war army. And if you are going to farm with this army, which I highly recommend to get really good at it, but if you are going to farm with this army, try to make it as true to life as possible. Meaning, if you lure the CC and there is no CC, don't use your heroes, because this way you'll get more real-time understanding of how you're doing on this attack. It'll be more like a real war attack, and that's always the best thing to do. If you could always try and, you know, use your farming to make your war attacks better. Okay, so now we are going to move over to we have to talk about one thing. So as you can see, I am taking care. Step number 2 is dealing with the CC. But there's one thing, well, there's a bunch of things we haven't talked about yet, but one thing in particular which we haven't talked about yet is why this strategy is so important to learn, and why it should be the first strategy that you're learning. Well, the reason why I believe that this is the most important strategy to learn, and it should be the first strategy you're learning, is as follows. As you can see, the only thing that your heroes do in this attack is taking care of the CC. That is their job, just taking care of the CC. So, having said that, even if you have level 10 king and a level 2 archer queen, you could still deal with the CC. which ends up meaning that even a little baby Town Hall 9 could be destroying max Town Hall 9s. And that's why this should be the first strategy that you should be learning. I'll talk about during the next attack, we'll talk about why it's the most important thing for you to learn right away. But now let's get into step number 3. Let's play this out. And for this, we're going to zoom out a little bit. And now we'll show you. Let's pause it here for 1 second. Let me just show you what's going on. You want to drop in 2 hounds on each of the defenses. So I'm going to drop in a hound like this, 1 hound this way, and then another hound this way. I usually am dropping loons on any ear targeting defenses. Unless sometimes you have to drop loons just to keep the pathing going. You can see over here, I did not drop loons on this cannon. I don't know why. I don't know if they didn't go down or what happened, but it ended up, causing a little bit of a delay within the attack. But I'm dropping 2 hounds on the first ear defense, 2 hounds on the second ear defense. The queen, you want to get the queen into what you call the triangle of death. If you can get the queen, and when I say triangle of death, I mean like this. The queen is going to be focused like this. This hound is going to come in like this, and the queen's going to start moving up towards that hound. You want to try and get a queen into a triangle. If you can ever get a queen into the triangle of death, she is for sure going to be destroyed. And you'll see, and then you'll understand why this is actually called queen pop. And so let's press play now. Let's press play now, and you'll see step number 3, and you'll get a better understanding as to why this is called queen pop. So as you can see, I got 2 hounds coming in on the first ear defense. There's this 2 hounds coming in on the second ear defense. I'm bringing in loons on every single ear targeting defense that's there. I drop in 2 or 3 loons. Now, you drop you drop a rage. You want that queen in the center of the rage. So when that hound pops, those pups will be in the rage, and just pop that queen. That queen is destroyed, and that is why it's called queen pop. After that, it's just sprinkling your loons. Don't use your spells unless you need to. Better to make sure that all your hounds pop and you get that extra cleanup. Your king, if you're not using your king on the front end, meaning to take care of your CC, then use him on the back end for tanking. Drop him on the last defense. Let him tank those, that last expo, whatever it might be. But as you can see, this base is totally crushed. It's very, very easy. Everybody in the clan is really doing this. Let's finish this off. Let's double speed this one up and move over, show you one more attack, and show you actually why this version of queen pop, what's going on right now, this current meta of queen pop, with the zaps the way they are, makes this the strongest queen pop has ever been before. Okay, so now we're going to look at this next attack, and we're going to go over the plan, and I'm going to show you why queen pop is the most OP that it's ever been in this current meta. So now I'm not sure as of when, but since the zaps were changed to be more precise, zapping heroes is very, very easy. So what I'm going to do is as follows. I'm going to drop my 4 zaps right over here. And what that's going to do is it's going to take out the wizard tower and it's going to take out the AD. Now, I'm not sure if you could see what's going on around there, but there's not too much there as far as ear targeting defenses. So I'm going to sprinkle in a loon over here. I'm going to sprinkle in a couple loons over here and just let them float around and float up until they get that lure, until I know that they would have gotten that lure. If it comes out, then I would know where to deal with them. And you know what? I didn't talk about this earlier, but one of the things when you're looking to make pathing and you're looking to lure out the CC, one of the things you're doing when you're taking out defenses is not just for pathing, but it's also to give your queen and your archers a place where they can take care of the CC without being targeted by other troops. For instance, let's say I can lure out the CC, but I left a mortar over here. I get the lure of the CC, but I leave the mortar. And I start dropping my archers over here like this. This mortar is all going to fire at my archers, and I'm going to have a rough time taking care of that CC. You want to make sure that you take care of the CC. Always don't go chintzy with the loons. If you think you can get the lure with 3 loons, then use 5. If you think you need 5, then use 6 plus a haste. But always go just a touch heavier, making sure you never know when Teslas are going to pop up and start messing things up. So always go a little bit heavier. That's why I say 6 loons, but really you only need like 3-4 loons and a haste and you're golden. But now let's talk about this attack. So I showed you what the plan is. Let's press the play button, and while this is going on, we'll talk about some other things. We already talked about the plan. As far as the next part, there is nothing in the CC. My troops are going to be coming in. My hounds are going to be coming in like this. Like this through there, and then the second hounds are going to be coming in like this and like this. So that's pretty much it. Let's just let this play out and we'll talk about some other stuff. Another reason why it's so important to learn this strategy at Town Hall 9 is because besides like we said before, farming prepares you for your war attacks. Town Hall 9 prepares you for Town Hall 10. Town Hall 10 prepares you for Town Hall 11. The better understanding that you have of a strategy at each Town Hall will then help you in the future Town Halls working on that same strategy. Meaning, Lalo is very strong in every single Town Hall. Every Town Hall, Lalo is always strong. But it's easiest to learn Lalo at Town Hall 9. And if you can get really good at Lalo at Town Hall 9, then you're going to be prepared for Lalo at Town Hall 10. It's not going to be that difficult for you to do the Lalo at Town Hall 10. So that's why it's very important to learn Lalo at Town Hall 10. So why this one? Well, this one is a very good strategy. It's an easy strategy to use because it's got 4 hounds. The more hounds you have, the less precise you have to be. The hounds are there tanking. So it's got a lot of wiggle room for making mistakes with the hounds. And that's why this strategy in particular is very, very good. As a matter of fact, the last time I went through Town Hall 9, I'm not farming right now on a Town Hall 9, but the last Town Hall 9 that I went through, I used Queen Pop the whole way through. From start to finish, I used it. I don't recommend doing that. And in the next Town Hall 9 video that I put out, we'll talk about why I don't recommend doing that, and we'll talk about all the army comps that I recommend you use while you're at Town Hall 9. But that's going to be it for the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, or you could pop into the Twitch stream whenever you want. It's twitch.tv/Clash Playhouse. You can pop in there, hang out with us, ask me any questions you want. And that's going to be it. Thank you for hanging out till the end of this video. Until the next video, have a great day.